My friends, this is Dr. B, the best doctor in medicine and the most caring doctor in medicine. Never forget that after more than 30 years at high level in medicine, Dr. B genuinely loves you and Dr. B genuinely cares about you. And I say this from the bottom of my heart. Today, Dr. B wants to tell you why is it a great idea after a certain age to invest money and buying one of these ECG smart watches. ECG is also called EKG smart watches. These are smart watches that you put on your wrist, and they give you a lot of different things, access to the internet and blah, blah, blah. But in addition to that, a lot of these smart watches give you also the ability to have an EKG, like the EKG that you have at your doctor's office. Obviously, this is a single lead, one lead EKG, whereas the one that you have at your doctor's office is a 12 lead EKG, is the gold standard and blah, blah, blah. But these smartwatches do give you, most of them, I mean not the cheap ones that are $50, right? But the ones that are $1 or $2 or $3 or $400, like from Apple, Samsung, and blah, blah, blah. All these big phone makers are now coming out with also smartwatch. Right? I don't have one. I don't even wear a regular watch. I don't see the point. I mean, I have a regular watch, but I used to wear it when I used to date and go out and blah blah. But I don't need it anymore. I just have my cell phone with me, and if I want to see what time it is, I have the cell phone or the clocks everywhere on the wall here at home or at the clinic. So this EKG smartwatch will alert you if you have a condition called AFib, atrial fibrillation. It is the fastest growing cardiac arrhythmia, the fastest growing cardiac irregular heartbeat in the entire world among the adult population. AFib, atrial fibrillation, is a type of irregular heartbeat. In medicine, we call that arrhythmia, irregular heartbeat. And it's a nasty disease. It's a very bad disease to have. And it is the most common ones and one of the nastiest ones, right? Because it can kill you by the formation of a clot inside your heart, and the clot moves to your brain and gives you a stroke, and you die, or you become disabled, paralyzed. And the clot can also migrate to your other organs, your kidney, your limbs, your arm, your legs, everywhere. That clot coming from your heart can migrate and cause you a lot of trouble. So AFib, atrial fibrillation, where the top chambers of the heart beat irregularly, predisposes you to have clots, and then the clot migrate, gives you stroke and blah, blah, blah. The problem with AFib is that as the population is growing, right, all over the world, and as the population is aging, and as the population is developing more and more cases of diabetes, high blood pressure, obesity, heart disease, blah, 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 the risk of AFib, the incidence and the prevalence increases. Millions of Americans right now are living with AFib, have to deal with it, and millions of people all over the world have to deal with it. Now, one of the major problems with AFib is that you don't have it all the time. It usually starts by appearing for a few days and then it disappears. And then after a month it comes back, or after 3 weeks it comes back, and it stays 3 days. Your heart is irregular for 3 days, and then it disappears and comes back. We call that paroxysmal AFib means an AFib that is not persistent, not permanent. This is usually the way it starts for a few months or a few years. So you're going to go do your regular checkup every 6 months or every year. Your family doctor's going to do an EKG and listen to your heart. And at that time, your heart will beat regularly. You are not on AFib. You are not on AFib at that time when you go see your doctor. And then 2 weeks later, you develop again AFib. Your heart goes back into this irregular heartbeat. A clot forms in your heart, goes to your brain, and you have a stroke. This is how we explain all these people who many times develop a stroke caused by paroxysmal AFib. Means it was not detected by their doctor, by their cardiologist, the time when they went to see their doctor, right? My brothers, my family members, my sister, every year or every 6 months, they go see their family doctor, right? And the doctor auscultates, check the heart, do a physical exam, does an EKG, blood test. Many times, there is no AFib at that time. But they suffer from paroxysmal AFib. They don't know it until I told them a couple of months ago, all of them, to buy one of these ECG or EKG smartwatches that will alert you. They will alert you. I apologize, it's getting late. Alert you when you are developing AFib. So the watch will give you an alarm. And you cannot imagine, I would say about 20% of the patients that we see at our beautiful cardiovascular clinic, our beautiful big cardiology clinic in this beautiful but expensive city of Mountain View, California, 20% of them come to check their heart for AFib because what? It was their watch, their smart watch that alerted them. I don't know how it does. It rings, it gives you a red signal, sends you an email, blah, blah. I don't have one. I don't suffer from paroxysmal AFib. I am super healthy, blah, 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 right? But it is worth considering buying it because of the experience that I have with 20% of our patients who do have paroxysmal AFib and whose paroxysmal AFib was discovered, their paroxysmal AFib was discovered thanks to their ECG smartwatch. So, of course, then they have to be on anticoagulation to prevent the blood clots and treatment of the AFib so that we can save them from developing a stroke or any other condition caused by this nasty disease called AFib, paroxysmal AFib. Now, pay attention, I listed for you some of the risk factors for AFib: hypertension, diabetes, stress, smoking, alcohol, obesity or being overweight, sleep apnea, poor diet, thyroid disease, over-exercising, over-endurance exercise. I mean, not just running and biking, but the guy who does this marathon or pentathlon and these crazy races, bike races for 50 kilometers. I don't see the point. I don't understand it. There is absolutely no need for our body to be put under such a massive amount of stress. It is actually harmful for you. You want to run. Don't run a 40K marathon. Run a half marathon. Run a 5K. Run a 10K. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't understand the point of these people. And you see them dying of sudden cardiac death all the time. Every week, every day, all over the world, there are young athletes, those high endurance, right? Athletes who die, collapse in the middle of the race after sudden cardiac death. They develop a heart attack. I apologize. They develop a sudden cardiac arrhythmia, it just kills them right there, and nothing can be done at that time, right? And of course, poor sleep. These are the few risk factors. Of course, any heart disease, valvular heart disease, mitral stenosis, mitral regurgitation, heart failure, blah, blah, blah. If you have any of those previous heart attacks, blah, 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 can predispose you to have AFib, paroxysmal AFib, or permanent or persistent. So think about investing a few $100 into an EKG smartwatch that will alert you, ring a bell, send you an email, give you a warning on the freaking screen of that smartwatch that tell you, listen, you are right now on AFib. Your heart is quivering like this. You are right now in arrhythmia. You need to go quickly see your doctor. The problem with paroxysmal AFib is that many times people don't even know it. They don't have symptoms. They do not have any chest pain, any palpitation, any shortness of breath. So the guy is okay, he feels good, but his heart is having AFib, and then a clot develops a stroke, migrates to the brain, clogs one of the arteries of the brain, causes a stroke. It's a disaster. So make sure that after a certain age, and that age depends on you, everybody's different, right? If you are young and you have any of these risk factors, means if you're a 20-year-old and you are in engaging in over-endurance exercise, even if you're 20 years old, buy one of those freaking watches, right, to check your and make sure you have a consultation with a cardiologist regularly. Because remember, the human heart is not made, has not been created by God or evolution, if you believe in evolution or God, good for you, whatever it is. The human heart has not been created to run 40K, right? To run a 50 kilometers bike race, to run a pentathlon, decathlon. It's just not made for that. Every week somebody dies in pentathlon, decathlon, half marathon, 50K race. I mean, it's crazy how they die like because of sudden cardiac death, right? Suddenly their heart just goes into ventricular fibrillation. That the guy is dead at the 20, 30, 40 years old. I mean, it's crazy. So make sure that if you have any of these risk factors, or if you are simply 60 years and above, because your risk of AFib increases as you get older, then invest a few $100 in one of these smartwatches. And don't tell me like one of my patients that I saw, and I recommended that he buys one of these, and he said, oh, but $300, pretty expensive. I mean, obviously there are some more expensive ones and cheaper ones, but make sure that you buy one that gives you an alert. Not the cheap one that you have to press a button in order to get the EKG signal. Like the one made by Apple, Samsung, and other phone makers. I'm not advertising anything. I have no interest at all. They are on constant watch. So as long as you wear the watch even at night, you need to wear it even at night, because many times paroxysmal AFib appears at night. So do not remove your smartwatch at night, because at night, many people develop AFib at night, and then in the morning it goes away, right? So make sure you watch. And the guy tell me it's too expensive. So people are willing to go on a weekend, on a Saturday night, spend $200 at a restaurant, right? And then go spend another $100 at a movie theater, but $300 for a lifetime of having a smartwatch and saving your life, it seems too expensive. Isn't that crazy? 300, 400, 500, I don't know how much are these freaking smartwatches. I don't know. I don't give a cazzo because I don't have any. I just have a regular cell phone with which I'm recording my video right here. But I mean, bitching about $300 or $400 while you go to the restaurants. I mean, people spend hundreds of dollars on a freaking weekend with the restaurants, and then the strip club, and then the freaking, I don't know, the bar and the liquors and the prostitutes and the escorts. I mean, it's crazy. And then the guy gives a headache for $300. I didn't say anything. I'm always very professional, anything, but I told him that it's a pretty smart investment. So think about it, especially if you are after 60, or if you are younger and have any of these conditions. At any age, if you have any of these conditions, you are at high risk of cardiac irregular heartbeats, arrhythmias, especially AFib, but especially as you get older. There is no clear cut of age, right? So you know yourself better. If you have any risk factors, if you are just simply even overweight and nothing else, just overweight, and you are 50, buy one of these smartwatches that will alert you about a paroxysmal AFib. Again, I repeat, paroxysmal means it comes and it goes, it comes and it goes, it comes, and you don't even know that you have it many times. And when you go see your doctor, everything okay, because your heart at that time beating regularly. And paroxysmal AFib eventually becomes persistent and permanent. Means for a few months to a few years, it comes, it goes, it comes, it goes, it comes, it goes, right? And then it becomes persistent and permanent. But at any time, even at this phase, it can form blood clots in your heart that gives you a stroke. I love you guys. Dr. B loves you regardless of your gender, ethnicity, political orientation, political affiliation, sexual orientation, whether you're a man or woman or claim to be anything in between. Any sexual orientation, any religion, atheist, I love you guys. I love you. Dr. B took the Hippocratic oath to love every human being regardless. And also I promised I will never BS you. I will always bring you the science, and I will always hold your interest above mine. Thank you for your viewership. Thank you for your assistance. Thank you for your help growing this channel. Thank you very much for your tips, your encouragements, your messages. I really, really appreciate a lot. Hopefully I can reach more people with my science, my knowledge, my scientific truth that I have accumulated in my brain for the last 30 years. Kopkun Makmak, Kopkun Nakrap, Sawadee Krap. Put your comments, your question, anything you want to ask. I'm always available. Even criticisms, I will always respond to every criticism. God bless you all. God keep you healthy and successful. And also with the help of Dr. B to help you to get older and stay healthy and everything. God bless you guys. Talk to you in the next video. Bye-bye.